शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। Hari Om. A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to this beautiful, gorgeous, most attractive, holiest of the holy, the most divine temple which is within our own selves. My loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of my Guru, Papa Swami Ramdas of Anandashram, Kanjangad, Kerala, and my beloved parents. We are going through the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the summary of the chapters from 3 to 17. Second chapter is the just introduction to all these concepts. Just the introduction. That is the second chapter, like a trailer of a movie. From 3rd to 17, he explained. All the concepts have been explained in these chapters. Then the last one is the summary. Why the summary should be so lengthy? Actually, summary means what? Just the gist of it. But here, Krishna knows that people like us cannot understand if he explains just in one or two ways. Every concept has to be explained from different perspectives, different angles. Only then people like us can understand a little bit of it. So he is so compassionate. He is explaining all this once again. Nothing, no concept is new here in this chapter. Everything is what he has already explained, but once again with a different name and from different perspective. The first shlokas are answers to the question that Arjuna posed. Is Tyaga and Sannyasa, are they same? Or is it different? Tyaga is different from Sannyasa. Then Krishna answers that based on who the audience is. We also answer the question based on who has posed the question. If a very young child of 5 years old has posed us some question, then accordingly we answer. We come to the level of the child and then answer. If it is an adult, then the answer may be different. In the same way, Krishna knows that Arjuna has not got purified mind. Mind is still not purified. So he answers that Karma Yoga equals Sannyasa equals Tyaga. So for an impure mind, whose mind is not yet purified, so to such a person, Karma Yoga is same as Sannyasa. That is also same as Tyaga. Then now he gives explanation about different topics, even though Arjuna has not asked anything about them. He talks about 7 different topics. In this chapter, he talks about 7 different topics and categorizes them into 3. The moment we say 3, it is known now what those 3 means. Sattvika, Rajasika, Tamasika. He has already talked about Sattvika Sannyasa, Rajasika Sannyasa and Tamasika Sannyasa. Now here, from shloka number 18 to shloka number 40, some more topics are elaborated. He talks about Jnana, Karma, Karta. Later we will see what he talks about. Buddhi and Dhriti and Sukha. So altogether 7 topics including Sannyasa. So we have come up to shloka number 20. In shloka number 20, he explains Sattvika Jnana. Sarva Bhuteshu Yenaikam bhavam avyayam ikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam viddhi satvikam. That knowledge which knows that there is only one eka bhava, which appears different. Avibhaktam vibhakteshu. Vibhakta is categorized. Actually, it is not categorized, but in this categorized things, it is actually avibhakta. It is only one which cannot be divided. It appears as though it is divided into different people, different animals, on different objects, different situations, etc. But bhavam ekam, avyayam. There is no change at all in this sat, ekam. There is only one sat, one satya, which cannot be having any changes, which can never be divided. But it appears as though it is divided. Vibhakteshu avibhaktam tat jnanam viddhi satvikam. Let us see what he says in the next shloka, shloka number 21. Prithakvena tu yajnanam nana bhavan prithagvidhan vetti sarveshu bhuteshu tajnanam viddhi rajasam. Now he says, Prithakvena tu yat jnana, which jnana? Prithakvena nana bhavan prithagvidhan. There are so many different minds. If there are 100 people, then we know that there are 100 minds, isn't it? 100 people have got different 100 minds. So people like us think that there are 100 minds. Prithak, prithak, prithak. As the number of people, so many number of minds. If we think like this, then he says that jnana is rajasa jnana. There is only one cosmic mind that appears as though it is divided into different minds. Frankly, there is only one. Vetti sarveshu bhuteshu. In all these different bhutas, different minds are there. Why does such a person think like that? Because he is identifying himself with that mind. Such a person has identified himself with the mind, not with the body, but with the mind. If we identify ourselves with the body, then that jnana is tamasika jnana, which is going to talk about in the next shloka. In this shloka, he talks about rajasika jnana. He says that you are identifying yourself with the mind. So you feel that there are so many different minds. This is what happens. See, if I am very much interested in, if I am very dress conscious, that means interested in dressing up myself, then when I go to a party, what do I look at? Look at the dresses of different people. Which is more attractive to me? Which color is beautiful? Which design is beautiful? Which texture is nice? Isn't it? If I am dress conscious, then I look at the dresses of others. If I am interested in philosophy, then I am interested in the philosophy of that person. Similarly, because I am attached to my mind and I am identified myself with my mind, then I feel there are so many different minds. We are worried about what happens in the future. I know that I am not the body. This Rajasika jnana is the person's jnana who has got this jnana that not the body, I am not the body. Something beyond the body. Then what am I? I continue to exist in the next birth also. So I am not the body. Body gets destroyed in this birth. End of this birth or during the death. So I have understood that I am not the body and that I am going to continue in the next birth also. Then I am worried, what will I be born as? Which body am I going to get? Am I going to be born as an animal or a human being? We are so much worried about this. So, we expect our children to perform all the Shraddha karmas, etc. Because we think that if they perform the Shraddha karma, then I will not be hanging anywhere in between. I will be either going to Swarga or I will have a wonderful next birth. However, I led a life, because if my children do Shraddha karma, then I am going to be in Swarga or having a good birth in the next life. That is why people worry about all the Shraddha karmas. Will they do or not? I have kept so much for them. So much property I am leaving for them. Will they do my Shraddha karma or not? And some people worry. What will happen? I don't have sons. I have got only daughters. Will they do? Will their husbands allow them to do? Are they allowed to do? Does the Shastra have any prohibition for this? What all worries we get. If at all we identify ourselves with that Atma, nothing is needed. We need not worry whether we have children or not. People who don't have children, do you think they don't have good birth next? Nobody is performing the Shraddha karma. Do you think they will not have good birth? When we identify ourselves with either with the body or the mind, this kind of thoughts will arise in our mind. So if at all we identify ourselves with the mind, then that jnana, that knowledge is Rajasika jnana. Once again I repeat that. If at all we identify, start at least from now onwards, identify ourselves with that Atma, we need not worry about our next births. What body am I going to get? How will I live? No problem. You don't have to worry at all, because we have identified ourselves with that Atma. We have to worry only when we identify ourselves either with the body or with the mind or with that intellect. If so, then yes, we all have to worry and think, what will I be born as in the next birth? That fear is always there. Fear will not be there when we start identifying ourselves with that Atma. That is the 20th shloka. That knowledge if we have, then definitely we need not worry whether we have children or not, whether we have sons or not, whether if the sons will perform the Shraddha karmas or not. Nothing of that sort. We need not worry at all. So why not practice that? From now itself, we should start practicing. I am not this body. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. This kind of thought we must keep on contemplating on. So in the next shloka, shloka number 22, Yattu Krishna vade kasmin nyaye karye saktamahaitukam atatvarthavadalpam cha tattamasamudagritam. Now he says, karye. Here, karya is not an action or karma. It is the body. Saktam ahaitukam. Such a person who has got this tamasa jnana, tat tamasamudahritam. That kind of jnana is called as tamasa jnana. Which one? Ekasmin karye saktam ahaitukam. Illogical. There is no logic at all in what he has understood. Then it is the meanest form of knowledge. What is that? I am the body. This is the meanest form of knowledge. All of us come into this category. See how Krishna is saying, talking about this. Atatvarthavadalpa. Alpa. No tattva at all. No tattvartha at all in what you think. If at all you think that you are the body. There is no logic. And it is the meanest kind of knowledge. No tattva, no principle at all in this kind of knowledge. Why should he say that it is this kind of knowledge is mean? There are many people who say that whatever I can perceive through my sense organs, only that exists. Nothing else beyond that. Many of the things we cannot perceive through these sensory organs. They are beyond these sense organs. That is why we take Veda is considered as the sixth sense organ. We have 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 sense organs. Veda is considered as the sixth sense organ. Why? Because through Veda, we get to know some of these concepts which cannot be understood through our sense organs, which cannot be perceived at all through sense organs. Assume that there is a blind man. To that blind man, you are discussing about colors. Red, green, black. He is blind. He does not know what a color means. So what does he say? There is nothing called red, green, etc. Why? Because he is not able to perceive it. Do you think he can perceive the color through the ear or the nose or the tongue or the skin? No. One sense organ is specialized in only one thing. Multitasking is not possible for sense organ. Only ear can only hear, nothing else. Can the ears see? Can the ears smell? No. It is meant for only particular field. They can be active only in that particular field, not anything else. It is the same like this. Veda is the sixth sense organ. A person who does not believe in Veda will not accept this, that Veda is the sixth sense organ. Then we need not talk with such a person, we need not argue with such a person, because he does not have trust in Vedas. So whatever Veda says, he will not believe that, because what Veda says, most of them cannot be perceived through the sense organs. You need something beyond that. First of all, you need that faith. Yes, Veda is there, and I have complete trust in what Veda is saying. What Veda is advising me, that I should have complete trust. This jnana, tamasa jnana, a person who has got tamasa jnana is nastika, who does not have any trust in Vedas. So his knowledge is limited. Such people say, Ash karo, there is only one life. Enjoy this life. Forget about all those karma. There is nothing called karma, phala, etc. There is no next birth also. So why worry about the next birth? Whatever joy that you can enjoy here, use all those. Enjoy all those. So that kind of jnana, which is the mean kind of jnana, is called by the name tamasa jnana. Let us see what he talks about in the next 3 shlokas. Shloka number 23. Niyatam sangarahitam aragadveshatah kritam aphala prepsuna karma yattat satvikam uchyate. Now different kind of jnana is over. Now he talks about karma. So obviously satvika, rajasika, tamasika karma. Different kinds of categories of karma. We have already seen all this. Again and again he is stressing, or he is making us remember, oh, this I know, but I have forgotten. Yes, remind us once again about the same concepts. Niyatam, niyata, nitya karma. What are those obligatory duties? Panchamaha yajna, Daiva yajna, Brahma yajna, Pitri yajna, Manusha yajna, Bhuta yajna. When should we perform these yajnas? Every day, every single minute. This is not to be performed once in a month, like how we perform some Gana Homa, etc. Ganapati Homa we perform. Maybe once a year or once a month or so. This is not that kind of yajna. This has to be performed always. What for? What do we gain by this? It is only for internal purity. Externally we may gain something, we may not gain. If I gain anything, it is only a byproduct. Aim should be only for internal purity, internal growth. External matters, external field, external world should not matter. So niyatam, nitya karmas, which should not be forgotten at all. Then sangarahitam, no attachment to what? To the karma also. This we must be very, very carefully understanding this. There should be no attachment to the karma also. We keep on doing karma, keep on doing actions. How long will we keep on doing this? Why this retirement age is set as 60 or 58 or whatever it is, or 62? Why something like retirement should be given to a man, to a human being, I mean? Slowly, we must withdraw ourselves from the worldly activities. Otherwise, even if you are 90, 95, keep on doing the same kitchen work, same bathroom work, this work, that work, worldly work, continuously forever. Please note that Veda is not against all this. Veda does not say don't do all this work. But Veda says that as you grow older, body becomes weaker. Along with the body, mind also starts becoming weaker and weaker. Then, when will you study the Shastras? When will you study our Bhagavad Gita? When will you start implementing these concepts in your lives? So at least at the age of 60, at the set retirement age, slowly start withdrawing yourself in the worldly affairs and start getting attached to God or our scriptures, Shastra Adhyayana. Otherwise we will be busy with up to 60 with the children, their marriage, etc. After 60, busy with grandchildren. Oh, my grandson, my granddaughter loves this, loves that. Keep on preparing some or the other dish for the sake of those grandchildren whom I love the most. Never ending. This is what is called as Maya. We are drowned in this worldly affairs. We are so much attached to this kind of worldly actions. Krishna warns us not only to these worldly duties, don't get attached to even spiritual actions. Or what we think as karma yoga, constructing a temple. I constructed a temple. Then I am attached to some of these actions which are being performed in the temple. Every day I am going, sitting there for a long time, doing this, that, etc. Yes, good, very good. But don't have attachment to that also. Why? Why shouldn't we have attachment to this kind of karmas? Because one thing is we become extrovert. When we have to perform this kind of actions which we call as spiritual actions, dharmic actions, religious actions, we become extrovert. We are busy doing those actions. Once again, there is no time to study the Shastras, no time to look within myself. I am always going outward. When will we start our inward journey? So, this is one of the reasons why he says don't get attached to those even religious actions. And the next one is Kartrutva Bhava increases in me. As I keep on doing those actions, maybe in the temple, I am doing it. I am going to the temple. I am taking 108 Pradakshina every day. What a great thing. That friend of mine, no, she doesn't do all those. I feel superior. Kartrutva Bhava is there. Then bhoktrutva bhava also will be there. When I feel I am a karta, that phala, I have already put it in the basket that I am carrying, in the vasana, in the samskara that I am once again putting all those. Maybe punyas. But we should not carry that also. When will we stop doing that then? When that kartrutva bhava is not there, then phala will not be put in this basket. It will go to Krishna's basket. When I am not the karta, Krishna, you are the karta, you only be the bhokta. I am not doing this. Krishna is doing this. So let him take all those. So Sangha Rahita, don't get attached to that, to any karma. We should not get attached. That type of karma is Satvika. Then Araga Dveshataha Kritam. No raga, no dvesha. What is this raga dvesha? Likes and dislikes. I like this, I will do. I don't like this, I will not do this. Once again, niyata. Whether we like or not, we must do it. And if I have to do something, why not I start liking it? If I keep on saying I don't like, but I have to do, then what is happening? The different koshas are pulling us in different directions. Vijnanamaya kosha, buddhi, says that Jyothi, you have to do this. So it is moving in one direction. Manomaya kosha says that I don't like this. So what happens? It is moving in the opposite direction. Pranamaya kosha, it is performing the activities in another direction. So what is happening? We are losing our physical health as well as mental health. So Krishna says, don't have this raga and dvesha. When we observe, all these are something like qualities. Isn't it? Yes. Krishna says that give importance to all these values. Values of your life or values of what we are supposed to follow. What he said, Daivi Sampat. Why? Why should it be there? If it is not there, Jnana will not dawn. We may hear, we may listen to so many satsangas. Nothing. It enters, it leaves. Nothing gets absorbed. Even if something gets absorbed, we will not be able to implement in our lives. Because the field is not yet ready. Just like how we cannot grow tea or coffee in Chennai. Why? That atmosphere is not suitable for coffee or tea growth. In the same way, when we have raga and dvesha, that field is not suitable for jnana yoga. Not suitable for atma jnana. So we have to make this field suitable to receive that jnana. So he says that raga dveshataha kritam araga dveshaha sangarahita araga dveshataha no raga no dvesha. Then aphala prepsuna karma, that karma which is performed without having any attachment to the result of that karma. So many times he has told us this. This is not the first time. Phala prepsuna means no, it is not Satvika karma. It comes under Rajasika karma if you are attached to the result of that action. So here he says, Aphala prepsuna karma yattat Satvika muchyate. That kind of karma is called as Satvika karma. One is niyatam, performing all these yajnas without any attachment, without any likes or dislikes, and without having attachment to the result of the action. That karma, if it is performed in this way, then that karma comes under the category Satvika karma. So Satvika karma is to be performed by all of us for what? Inner growth. We are so much worried about the external growth. Even of a child, we worry about the external growth of a child, external looks of our own selves. How is it inside? How does it look inside? So dirty, so shabby. Nothing is organized internally. Organs are organized. But our thoughts are not organized at all. Nothing is organized internally. So if at all we hope for internal growth, then we must perform sattvika karma. Let us see what he says in the next shloka, shloka number 24. Yattu kamepsuna karma sahankarena va punaha kriyate bahulayasam tadrajasamudagritam. Now this is about rajasa karma. Yattu kamepsuna karma sahankarena va punaha kriyate bahulayasam. With great effort, lot of ayasa, lot of effort, lot of shrama is there in this particular kind of karma. Then phala, I want this phala only. Yattu kamepsuna karma. Phala apeksha is there in me. I want this result only. Sa ahankarena, along with ahankara, that I am the one who is doing this. So I should be given the first rank. We have this kind of attachment that I give little bit of discourses. So if I go to some other satsanga, I should be seated on the first row only. Why? Because I know a little bit of Bhagavad Gita. I am giving discourses. Those people, they don't know anything. Let them go back. I should be given the front seat. This kind of thought that we have, this is our attitude. If I am having some name and fame, I should be called onto the stage. My name should be announced. Or it should be written on a board in the temple that I have worked so much for this, or I have donated so much for this. The attitude behind that karma is not the right one. I am expecting name, fame, position, possession, all this for this particular karma. That means material growth. Worldly growth may be there, but spiritual growth may not be there at all. Stagnated, we get stagnated. Materialistically, yes, I've got a beautiful big bungalow, lot of people to serve me. If I go to the temple, the president of the temple comes to receive me because I have donated crores and crores over there. So I feel I am the one who has done it. Ahankarena. Then materially, yes, I am growing and growing and growing. But spiritually, no growth at all. Internally, there is no growth. In the external world, there is heavy to heavy growth. What we need for a worldly person, yes, this is sufficient. But for a spiritual person, this is simply stagnation. No, we cannot get stagnated. We have to march forward. We are not worried about name or fame or position or possession. No, we are not worried about this. That is a true Bhagavad Gita student. Let it come. If money is there, if position is there, if position is there, yes, let it be there. But I am not attached to that. You may be a CMD of a company. How long? At the age of 60 you have to retire, or at the age of 70, if it's a private company, 70, 75 you can work. What about that later stage? Nobody will look at you. Nobody will bother about your position then. Afterwards you are retired, that's all. So how long all this will come with us? For a short period they will be there with us. But what about the internal growth? That will be there with us forever. What do we mean by this word forever? Even in the next birth we are going to carry this growth. Materialistically what we have grown, that will not be able to carry. Spiritual growth we carry with us forever. Till we gain that mukti, we will be carrying that with us. So why not we aim for this? And a person who is worldly, materialistically growing person, he is always having tension. He is always anxious. Because attachment to the result is there. So such a person, even at home, he may be shouting at everybody. The children will run away from such a person because he always shouts. Always under tension. So that person will be definitely spoiling physical and mental health. Do we want to belong to this category? Definitely 100% no. But then, are we working towards moving out of this? Moving away from this? Are we working? That is a question that we have to pose to our own selves. Let us see what he says in the next shloka, shloka number 25. Anubandham kshayam himsam anapeksha cha paurusham mohadarabhyate karma yattat tamasa muchyate. Now he talks about tamasa karma. Which karma is called as tamasa karma? First one is anubandham, then kshayam, himsam, anapeksha. Here anapeksha is without considering, without giving any regards to anubandham. What is the consequence of this karma that I am doing? Which means it is not a planned action. Observe the animals. Do they plan and do any action? There is absolutely no plan. Instinctively they perform the actions. At that moment what happens? That instinct what is happening, based on that their action is performed. A human being can plan well. I will learn Bhagavad Gita. Today I will learn the meaning of this shloka and contemplate on that, and definitely I will implement in my life. This type of planning can be done only by human beings, not by any other bhutas. Neither by animals, nor by plants, nor any other objects in this world. Only the human beings are gifted with this planning concept. Veda supports planning. But unfortunately, we are worrying instead of planning. Instead of proper planning, we are worrying about the future. Can we plan to worry? Shall I say that today from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I will worry about my grandson. 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I will worry about my granddaughter. Then, evening 6 to 7, I will worry about my children. Is it possible? We unnecessarily worry. What is the difference between plan and worry? Worry is the thought which comes to us without our permission. Plan, deliberate thought is plan. Yes, I must do this at this time. I must do like this. I must wear this sari. Yes, a deliberate action, deliberate thought I mean. This is called planning. By itself it comes. That is worry. Then we dwell on that. Then the mind runs behind that thought. So this is called worry. See the difference. Planning is healthy. Worrying is not at all healthy. So we must plan, but we must stop worrying. We are doing the other way now. We stop planning, but we keep on worrying. So here he says, a karma which is not performed thinking about the consequences. What will happen if I perform this karma? Not worried about the consequences at all. That type of karma is called as tamasa. Then kshaya. Some loss may happen because of this particular action that I am performing. I am not worried about that at all. Similarly, himsa. By performing this action, am I hurting anybody? Maybe physically or mentally, am I hurting anybody? All these are anapekshya. I am not even worried about what happens to, what is the consequence of this action. Am I hurting anybody or not? That I am not bothered. I will simply do it. I will perform that action just because I feel like doing it. There is no proper plan also. If somebody is shouting at me, I shout back. Why? I feel like doing it. I hit back. What is the consequence of that? Our Shastras have taught us something. How to respect our elders. How to behave in a temple. Isn't it? All these are known to us. But when the situations are not in our control, then we behave as that mind immediately. What does it say? Immediately we do that. Without even understanding the consequences of that. Many times we do this. So Krishna is warning us. If you do like this, if you perform this kind of action, then you are performing tamasa karma. Then paurusham also he says. Here paurusham is capacity or ability. Without even understanding the capacity. What kind of capacity? Physical capacity, mental capacity, intellectual capacity, financial capacity, personal capacity. If you want to study a particular course, then you should think about all these capacities. You cannot simply take one child and put that child in one course. First you must see whether that physically, whether the child can do that course. If the child is always unhealthy, then you put that child in a hostel and a rigorous course. Child will not be able to bear that. Similarly, any karma that we perform, we must think about the capacities. My capacity, will I be able to do this? Physically, mentally, intellectually. Do I have this kind of intellect to perform this action? Financially, will I be able to do this? Take up this course? So, without understanding any of the abilities of this, if at all you perform a karma, why are you performing that karma then? Mohat. Because of delusion, because of moha, without having any proper knowledge. You perform an action. Thoughtless action is called as tamasa karma. Without even planning, without thinking, if at all we perform any karma, many times we do this karma. Krishna is warning us. Tat yat tamasa karma, yat tat tamasa muchyate. That karma is called as tamasa karma. So he has categorized beautifully here. Satvika karma, rajasika karma and tamasika karma. Well planned, well thought action is satvika, which is not having any kind of attachment, without any raga or dvesha, without having any attachment to the result is called as satvika karma. Then the second one is in between, rajasika karma now, where you have attachment to the phala. But you are doing good actions, you are planned well, you are performing those actions thinking that I am the one who is doing it. That karma comes under the category Rajasika karma. And the last one is Tamasa karma, thoughtless actions. You are not even worried about the consequences of this action. You may be hurting others. You may go into some loss. No, I want to do this, I will do this. Yes, we are not worried about that. Then, mohat, just because of some kind of moha, if I do any action, that kind of action is coming under the category tamasa karma. Next he talks about karta, the doer. Shloka number 26. Mukta sango nagam vadi dhrutyutsaha samanvitaka Siddhya siddhyor nirvikaraka karta satvika uchyate. All these are concepts are known, nothing special now. Mukta sangaha, anahamvadi, dhriti, utsaha, samanvitaha. Mukta sangaha, no attachment to the karma that we do, what we discussed just now. It may be religious activity. We may be under the impression that I am doing a religious activity. Krishna says that kind of attachment also should not be there. So karta, Satvika karta is the one who does not have any attachment to any karma. Mukta sangaha. Anahamvadi. He never feels that I am the one who has done it. He feels that he is the one, Paramatma or Krishna or Ishvara is the one who is doing it through me. I am only an instrument. We all also keep on saying that I am only instrument, I am only instrument. But it is only lip service. Back of the mind, I am the one who has done it. That also should go. He is the one who is doing it through me. So, when we have this type of mentality, then there is nothing called good or bad. Because he is the one who is doing through me. There is no differentiation between good or bad then. So, anahamvadi is the one who does not have that kind of kartrutva. Dhriti. Dhriti is that willpower, perseverance. When we start anything like this, for example, attending some Bhagavad Gita classes, there are so many other people who are not at all interested. They are also our friends. They say that, why do you attend all this? Why you are only now 40, or 50? You can learn all those after 60. Why now itself is it needed for you? I don't think it is needed for you. Then we also start getting a doubt. True. What will I do knowing this now itself? Let me learn later. Let me get into this category of senior citizen. Then I will learn. Unless we have this kind of willpower, whatever anybody says, I will do this. I will learn Bhagavad Gita. I will do the manana. I will implement. Try to implement at least. Unless we have this kind of dhriti, perseverance, we will fail then. When we have this dhriti, Paramatma also pushes us. Do you have this kind of perseverance? Come on, move faster. He pushes us. So this kind of dhriti is needed for all of us. Then utsaha, enthusiasm. With that enthusiasm we should go forward. Otherwise how do we go? Yo, I'm already 60, I'm already 70. How many more days, how many more years will I learn? Array, why didn't I learn all these now? Earlier itself, I should have learned. There is no point in repenting now. Time has come only now. I will move forward with all the enthusiasm, being cheerful. This is one of the very, very good qualities that all of us must possess this. Not having one dull face or always crying, always depressed. No. Have a beautiful smile on your face. Always. And move forward with enthusiasm. Difficulties are there. Struggle, yes, we have to struggle. Hurdles, Paramatma introduces so many hurdles in our lives. But we have that dhriti. I will move forward with a lot of enthusiasm, not just like that. Somebody has told me to study Bhagavad Gita. Let me study this. Let my mind, maybe because of this Bhagavad Gita, my life might improve. Crying. Every hurdle is a stepping stone. Every difficult situation makes us stronger and stronger, provided we learn, provided we have an open mind to learn. When we observe a sukha situation, a joyful situation does not teach us much. A tough situation, dukkha situation teaches us a lot. about our own selves, about Paramatma, about the world. Finally, there are only two things in this world, three things in this world. Myself, Paramatma, and the world. For everybody it is only this much, isn't it? Jivatma, Paramatma, and Prapancha. Beyond this there is nothing else. Now, a tough situation gives us lot of things to learn about all these three. About my own self, about Paramatma, about the world. How Paramatma is helping me. Yes, He has given me a tough situation. At the same time, He is sending me help through somebody or the other. It may be somebody who is totally stranger to me. But through that person, He is sending some kind of help to me. All these people who I thought that they are mine, today when I am facing this kind of situation, they are not there with me. What a misconception I had till now. They are giving me security. My bank balance is going to give me security. What a stupid misconception I had. Now I understand. I can depend only on Paramatma. What is my confidence level? Where am I? I should be self-confident. If I depend on that source, which is always immortal, which is always infinite, I need not be scared of anything. I need not be scared of any person. I need not be scared of any object. I need not be scared of any situation. Tough situations are stepping stones, are the situations which will teach us a lot. So let us not be scared of facing such situations. Utsaha, cheerfulness. He is there with me. Krishna is there with me. What am I scared of? Look at a child. A child sucks the thumb, hides behind the mother's pallu. Why? Insecure feeling. Why does the child hide behind the mother? For the child, only mother can give security. So the child goes behind the mother. If the mother is there, then nothing can happen to me. I am secured. We are going behind this world, behind our name, fame, position, possession, relatives, friends, etc. Why? Because we feel that, we think that all these can give me security. But later, when we come across this kind of situations, we understand that they themselves are insecure. Who I thought that they are going to give me security, they themselves are insecure. How can they give me security? It is like having one old man as a security guard. Outside my house, I have kept one guard. Security guard is there. How is he? He is so thin, a weakling. He is already 70. He is retired from army. That is why I have kept him. He is 70 years old. What security can he give me to my house? He himself will be scared when thieves come there. He will run away from there. Exactly the same way, we are totally depending on the world, thinking that the world can give us security. What a misconception we all are holding on. So Krishna says here, Dhruti and Utsaha Samanvitaha. A person who performs any action is a karta. How? With the perseverance. Let it be worldly action with perseverance. He has to work with this kind of dhruti and utsaha. If he himself is not having any enthusiasm, how does he expect all the others to have enthusiasm? You yourself are leading the team and you yourself are like this always. And how do you expect the others? Yatha Raja Tatha Braja. They are also like this. Then, Siddhya Siddhyor Nirvikaraha. Siddhi, Asiddhi. Success or failure. No difference for that person. How are we? If we are successful, wow, we are on the top of the world. Same thing, if at all it is failure, how are we? Are we the same? Are we the same in Siddhi or Asiddhi? That means, are we the same in success and failure? If we are successful in any of our actions, then we are so elated. We feel as though we are on top of the world. And if it is a failure, how are we? Total depression. Disappointed. Totally disappointed. Krishna says that such a person, such a karta is a sattvika karta, siddhi or asiddhi, nirvikara. He is not worried about siddhi or asiddhi. He performs this action without having any attachment and without even feeling that I am the one who is doing. Then with perseverance and with lot of enthusiasm. Such a person, such a karta is called as sattvika uchyate. Mukta sango nahamvadi dhrutyutsaha samanvitaha siddhya siddhyor nirvikaraha karta sattvika uchyate. So, Krishna has now talked about sattvika karta. In the next two shlokas, obviously, he is going to talk about rajasika karta and tamasika karta, which we will see in the later sessions. To perform this kind of action, sattvika karma, and to become sattvika karta, and to get to this attitude of anahamvadi, Nama Smarana is compulsory for all of us. Nama, along with that, Smarana of that. Whichever Nama we are chanting, Smarana of that should be there in the mind. So let us continue marching forward in the path of spirituality by chanting Ram Naam and Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.